It's a podcast, it's a video, and more.
Okay.
Welcome to
We Grown?
Question mark?
I'm Sean.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Moya.
This is just a continuation of the last episode because we talked a lot, so continue to get to know us.
We love you.
I hate when people say we love you. I'm like, you don't even know me. Come on, I love you. I love you guys. Okay, post grad, Sean went and got his master's first.
I think so, because I went right after undergrad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought I was going to work first. So I started working at a bank and I did that for a little bit. I'm just pausing so that you don't have to, edit crazy.
Oh, no, I feel like there are tons of bank stories that you can tell.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
So,
there are, but yeah,
tell.
so
Do tell.
So I was working at a bank and I wanted to go back to school. That was always the plan. And there was a manager. First of all, I started working at one bank and then got moved to another bank, then got moved to another bank because things kept happening at each bank. So I finally land at one that I'm supposed to be staying at, just let me do this while I get my master's. And so I let the lady know because at the first bank I was hired at, that was part of I'm getting hired, but I'm definitely going back to school. And I want you guys to know that so that you can give me the hours that I need in order to do so. And when I was hired, they were like, yes, of course. Like you have that opportunity. Then I get to this final bank and I let the lady know like, hey, it was discussed when I was hired that I'll be going back to school. How can we make that happen? Because she was just putting me on a schedule any old type of way. And I was like, this is not what I signed up for. And she basically said that I couldn't go to school. Mind you, she was going to school. So she would leave early to go to school. And I'm like,
The worst.
this can't be life. So I tell my dad, like, yeah, I'm quitting. I'm not about this life. And he's like, well, you can't just leave jobs like that. You need to write a letter. So I wrote a letter.
I am a black woman.
I wrote a letter and then I gave it to my dad and he read it. He was like, I will write you a letter. So he writes me a letter and he's just like, put the dates like here and here and let's print it out, sign it and give it to the lady. So I was like, yeah, like I will quit this job. It is not, I don't need this. I told y'all I wanted to go to school and help y'all out. Like I didn't say this was what I was here for. This is not my end goal. But yeah, I left that job pretty quickly. And my dad helped me to leave in a respectable way.
Versus just not showing up.
Bro, instead of me writing the letter he told me to write and sending it, because I had all the tea in that joint. I was like, all these people don't like you. Like, you can't just say that people can't go to school when you going to school. That's hypocritical. I wrote my letter, but I didn't turn it in. I didn't.
That's one of them letters you gotta burn.
Probably saved on a computer somewhere.
This is just further evidence to support the fact that Moyo will say whatever she wants to say.
Back then, yeah.
I'm mad she tried to skip this story.
It wasn't going to be skipped. Like, we are on episode 2. Y'all don't need all this information
This
yet.
could be episode 3 by now.
We're on episode 2 or 3 or 4 or
5,
whatever
6.
it is at this point.
Yeah.
Either way, you could have heard this story in episode 100.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to play a game? What episodes did we record at the same time? Comment below. Or if you're listening to the podcast, we haven't gotten that far. So comment on our Instagram page.
No, you can comment on iTunes.
Yeah.
Comment on iTunes or anything else that we use.
Yeah.
Comment on the platform that you're listening to.
Comment on iTunes if you can figure out which episodes were recorded together. And don't be a cheater and go to YouTube and figure it out.
If you're going to do that, subscribe both places.
Like and subscribe.
Yeesh.
All right.
Yes.
You gonna cut that and put it at the end? It's
I
really
like when
random.
people do the random like and subscribes in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said it bothers you?
A little bit. I was just like, dang it, you got me.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I like when they're like, oh, don't forget about these 3 things. Like 1, you want to make sure you go to school. 2, like and subscribe. 3, and I'm like, You
Yeah.
got me.
Yeah.
So after the bank, I started my master's, and that was probably 2015 or late 2014. And I was also dating my soon to be fiance at the time. Um, and then I went to a training in Louisiana for sergeant school. So I was gone for a couple weeks. Then while I was gone, I feel like things were happening here, but I don't recall exactly what it was.
In 2015?
We hung out. Because I think Marcus moved closer to me.
Yeah.
So I know I hung out with Marcus quite a bit during that time because he was not far, and I feel like he would stop by after work.
Yeah.
Like people would literally just stop by my house. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like we just continued as
Normal.
the normal.
Yeah, and I came back. Nothing crazy really was happening in that year. And then 2016, I get engaged and married. Like
Yeah.
literally, I think October we were engaged, December we were married. And then I leave to go to Hawaii, and I'm gone for, I think, maybe 9 months.
It felt like a year to me, but it probably was.
I think it was just like
months.
9
It did
months.
seem like a while, but I just remember sending you pots and pans. That's
Yeah.
really like.
And I still have those pots and pans, and I still use those pots and pans.
Were they?
Mhm.
They were orange.
They
was like-
are
or
red.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think they're red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
They're
what was I
red.
doing? Did you choose red?
I don't know.
Her husband likes the color red, so I think
Okay,
that
so
was
that-
why you chose red.
That's possible.
Yeah, because I definitely would have asked you what color, because I wouldn't have bought it, and you not choose that color for your kitchen or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I bought y'all, but I don't remember if I bought it before you went to Hawaii or after, like y'all wedding present. I don't remember.
It might have been after, because we got stuff when we got back when we did our actual
Yeah, then it probably was after.
ceremony.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like, y'all gonna have to move all that stuff anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll see y'all when y'all get back.
Yes, I was gone for a while, and I tried to we tried to video chat still and still talk every once in a while, but it was definitely different for me. I'm not as much as I did my whole relationship in long distance, friendships long distance don't really work for me.
I mean, I was gone for a while, and I felt like we made it work, but also that was like, I felt like we were mature at that point, and we kind of had a whole. We did it before with you, so that, or
Yeah.
you did it before.
Yeah, but I still think it was so different because there were things that we were doing that you had no idea about.
You're right,
Because
and I was like,
yeah, once you came back, you were like, dang, y'all got all these group chats without me. And
I
it's
know.
because that
I
long
know.
distance is so
Yeah.
different for friendships because it's already hard enough to keep up with each other. And then somebody moves away and they can't even do, if we were doing monthly hangouts
Mhm.
or just simple
or
stuff.
yeah, it's just harder to keep up with.
I know I wasn't even allowed in the group chat until I got back. I was like, dang, like y'all.
The
Please.
couples group chat. We still had our group chat.
We
with
had a
you.
group chat with Sean. And that's the thing. When I made that group chat with you, Sean, it was after you had been gone for a little bit. Because that's why it's
Yeah.
called We Still Talk to Sean. Because it was like we hadn't talked to him for a while.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
people kept
GroupMe,
asking.
and that was the other thing. We weren't really using GroupMe either. So Sean would message in GroupMe every so often, but because we didn't use GroupMe anymore, it was just like, oh dang, I forgot about this chat.
Yeah.
Like we would still talk to you via social media, but as a group, it was just because we were all here and most of us used, WhatsApp. We're just like, oh, well, let's just start a group.
I feel like it was the pandemic, really.
That
like
too.
that was,
Yeah.
I mean, because then we all had time. We were talking way more.
Yeah.
I was just in my
Mhm.
house, not doing anything. I mean, the same thing with my family and stuff too. I feel like I started to talk to everybody just way more. And you guys were way better at it than I was at calling, because I don't know, I was ahead of the time, so it was always like when I wanted to call, if it's 10 a.m., I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
let me call. Oh, nope.
Yeah.
It's 5 a.m. Y'all asleep.
I think that was for both of you guys, like the time differences is what
Mhm.
also kind of affected the long distance like relationships also. Like
Yeah.
at least with you, like well, you kind of adjusted because it's just you and him versus
Yeah.
like when you have a group friendship, it's like okay,
Mm-hmm.
coordinating everybody is a lot harder.
Yeah.
But
And I feel like for our friendship, we've always, even if we were gone for X amount of time, we would come back and pick up.
Mhm.
Where in a relationship, it's harder to do that. It's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
there's no picking up where I left off because I could have moved on. But with a friendship, I mean, I can have more friends. So if
Mhm.
you leave and come back, I can pick it back up. But while you were gone, it was kind of like, it's okay. Like we'll talk if we talk. We don't
Mhm.
if we don't.
Like we'll
And
meet up soon.
yeah, you were having fun and doing your things, and whenever you came, we would see each other,
yeah.
and it wasn't weird or anything because we had been friends for so long at that point. But I don't know, because I feel like my husband was making me feel weird to not that I wasn't talking to you because we went from you talk all the time to that man, and now you don't. I don't even hear his name no more, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if everybody knows, but I went to England for like 4 years. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned that. So that's when I was gone, for that period of time. So like 2018 till now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you literally just came back this year.
Yeah, I did.
yeah. So you got married right before you left.
Yeah, in 2017.
Yeah. And so him and his husband left and were gone for 4 years, but they came back you came back twice, right?
We came back twice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we saw them then. And then I did a ceremony in 2018. So Sean wasn't here.
I wasn't here for all y'all ceremonies and
Yeah.
weddings, and I was here in spirit.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. He
Yeah.
really was.
And Jess got married in
Last year.
2021.
We were supposed to get married in March, and he would have made the March wedding, but we were like, "What's the point of waiting? COVID is just we don't know." So because we didn't know, we're just like, "Let's do it right now while we know before flu season kicks in like full swing, and everybody is I guess a little more affected." So we were
Mhm.
just like, "Let's just call this thing a thing and move on with
Yeah.
our lives."
Yeah, and Jess had that quick turnaround, like dating for like a month, this for like a month, and then this. It was just like ding, ding, ding. It was like, but they were both at a place where it made sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think our relationship was just different in a lot of different aspects because we also were pandemic dating. So literally, that's all you have time to do is go to work and be on the phone. So because we kind of had that like all other distractions eliminated, I think that really helped us to like build a friendship first.
Yeah.
And then because we were in that place where we're just like, well, I mean, either we're gonna take it further or we're not. We were just like, well, this seems like it's gonna be a thing, so let's just go ahead and make this thing.
Yeah.
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 More on that story later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Definitely.
maybe we should have a whole separate episode for how
we might
how we
need
met
that.
our spouses
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess then, come January of 2022, that's when I moved back from England. So yeah, like I said, we were there for 4 years. Good time, got to travel the world, at least Europe part anyway. So I think we went to like 22 countries or so, which was really fun. It was, you get that secular experience. You get to
Yeah.
see everything.
And
learn how
I
people
felt
drive.
bad that you guys got cut off by COVID because you guys were moving like
We
every
Every month.
every
The
month there
crazy
was
part
new
was-
pictures, new
Yeah.
places.
We were gonna. Well, I was gonna meet
Yeah.
you in like 2 different countries.
Yeah, I remember.
And that was like our plan for 2020, but stupid COVID. Like I was so excited to travel.
Yeah,
in
me too.
2020.
But I'm not upset about it because everything happens for a reason. So during the pandemic, like while we weren't traveling, we took all that time to save all of the money that we were using to travel. I mean, we stopped eating out. We just stayed at home like everybody else in the world. We just really collected that money, and that's how we ended up being able to start the process for buying our house. So when we got back, like immediately in February, like, man, that was super duper lucky because we got back. We started looking for houses. We really wanted a new development. found a house, thought it was like, okay, like maybe we can put in for this house. Literally, I was in the bathroom of that house and the new development called and was like,
Yeah.
we can take you. And I was like, oh, shoot. And I just happened to be 2 minutes away from the new development. So literally just drove there and was like, shoot, we can live here.
Yeah.
And then now look at us putting in.
Mhm.
So then, we meet up way more often. We have our game nights, our monthly, bi-monthly, tri-monthly, whatever meetings that we do, hang out as friends, and that's fun. So then that kind of like evolved into us doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a whole
Yeah.
thing, just trying to figure out like what to do, how to do it, what should the name be. I mean, we thought of different things. There's, we grown. There was friends who hike but don't. There was
I don't remember the other ones. I'm pretty sure we wrote them down.
We did. They were in our group chat.
But there were several
Yeah,
different
there was
things.
a lot of different ones.
A lot of planning that went into it. I mean, I think, we planned and discussed for months. And then we finally like sat down. We all took off of work, and then we made it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the thing. The other thing though, I think we've all individually wanted to do something and we've been dragging our feet about it, and because it was all of us together, like, okay, let's do it then. Like we
Yeah.
hyped each other up to do it
Yeah.
together, but we've all at some point talked about, I want to do this and I want to do that and
Mhm.
I want to do this, and we just haven't done it. But hopefully now that we're doing this, it'll help each individual branch out at some point
Yeah.
to do their own thing once we get the hang of everything.
Moyo and Sean, for the longest time, for years, actually have wanted to do a podcast together, and I was going to include myself regardless. So
That's true. I mean,
I've been
always.
wanting to do things. Yeah, like we were
Yeah,
supposed to do
yeah,
vlogging for a
Yeah,
while.
we
We
were
thought
supposed
about
to do-
vlogging.
Yeah,
like-
I mean, because I was supposed to do it when I moved. Like, I have tons of videos from me moving, and that are just like stored away because I didn't do it. But I started my shirt company, and that's
Yeah.
still going strong. I'm really proud of myself because I am the type of person that I will often start things, and then not keep it going. I'm very proud of myself for starting and finishing my book.
Yes,
children's
that
book.
book.
So that was a
Yeah.
I
lot.
have too many copies. Like I keep losing them, and I'm like, where my books going? I bought I did the Kickstarter, and then I bought 2 since then. I'm like, where are my books?
Hey, yeah. Why was 6 afraid of 7? You can find that almost everywhere, or
Yeah.
just contact me. I'll sign it, give you some stickers and all that jazz.
It'll be in the description.
below. Boop. But yeah, so I mean, I think that closes out this episode.
Yeah.
We appreciate everyone watching or listening, however you're consuming our content. We really do.
Yeah, I mean, so if you like it, if you want to hear more, like and subscribe. Come back, leave comments, suggestions, topics you want to hear about, and
Any stories? Because I know some people who know us and
Oh my
know some of
God.
those stories might have
Yeah.
suggestions that they want to hear. Or if you want to show up and be on and tell the story in your own voice.
Yes, star.
Yeah, okay.
and I thought I was the one.
Exactly. But yeah, definitely let us know. Like, we're not opposed. I will tell you that it is a long process. Like, we have not mastered it. So it might not be a
Yeah.
right now thing. But if you want to do this with us, let us know.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
We'll get better. We'll get better with each try,
Yeah.
each session. But yeah, we definitely welcome guests, suggestions, all of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you.
We love
Signing
you.
out.